Hi everyone. I'm going to make some Spanish rice. This is going to be my version of Spanish rice. I think you're going to like it. So, here we go. It's summertime and got some beautiful organic garlic that's freshly, and this isn't all the way done, so we can use this part, and I'm going to give you some tips here on how to make this Spanish rice, Mary's version. Okay, here we go. Okay, first and foremost, you're going to have to heat up your skillet. I'm just going to make a small amount right now, and I use this technique usually. I've done a couple of Spanish rice clips, but I don't think I've shown you everything, so I'm going to start from the bottom. I started to make it, and then I said, okay, no one has seen a real clip of me doing Spanish rice. So I started it, and I took it out of the pan. So this rice basically has been rinsed out and oiled. So I took it out of the pan just to show you how to make it. Okay. First of all, I get a quality rice. I like using jasmine rice because I love how it just lays out when I'm doing the Spanish rice. I've always used the Spanish rice. You can use a parboiled. They have parboiled. They have brown rice. They have the brown jasmine rice you can find, and they even have the quick brown Spanish. They have the quick brown rice that is really easy and economical, so you could use that as well. So, but this is just regular white jasmine rice. They have basmati. You use the rice. I would stay away from the short grain. I would stay away from the sticky rice, anything that causes the rice to sticky, unless you really want it and you want to put it in a sushi. Hey, why not? Okay, do a sushi Spanish rice. I think that's a good idea. Anyways, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put in like about a tablespoon of this oil. This is just expeller pressed canola oil. I know a lot of you folks out there, you're against the canola oil. If you want to use grapeseed oil, coconut oil, go for it. It has more flavor. The coconut oil is going to give you a little bit more sweetness. The grapeseed oil, you know, I would just check if you want to use extra virgin olive oil. Make sure that the oil has been processed enough so that it can withstand the heat. So because there's some things that go on with the oil when you fry it. So make sure you get the right oil for your for your cooking. I think that's a good idea. So here we go. I have it. It's heated up. And plus I have some oil already in this rice because I added the oil. So I'm just going to go ahead. And I have my broth. This is my chicken broth that I have boiling up. I'm going to turn it off. I think that's good enough. I'm going to skim it a little bit because I really don't want all that. I want it to be a nice clean broth. So let me just go ahead and dump that. Okay. So on the serious note, this is a serious I'm trying to be serious here now, okay? Alright. So I'm gonna saute my rice. That's what I'm going to do. I'm basically heating up my rice so that every one of those rices, every piece of rice, every rice gets heated up and it gets, you know, basically sauteed. And you want to make sure that they're cooked. You're sauteing it so that it's, you don't want to burn it. So it's light golden, like a golden. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of people put a lot of oil in there. You really don't need to. Okay, and on the oil, if you want to use lard, go for it. I'm going to stay away from that. But I would stick with a light non-trans oil, so, you know, unsaturated. If you want to do a variety, there's a variety of oils, but usually those oils that have flavors in them, that's just what they are. They're flavored oils, but the oils have already been cooked. And once you use the oil, discard it. Discard your oil, okay? Don't reuse the oil. Unless sometimes I make tostadas, and I'm careful with it. I don't have the oil heating so high. And then if I want to refry beans, and I'll, you know, use the same oil. But to save up your oil, please discard it. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. If you use the oil continuously over, don't do it. Just saying, okay? You want to discard it. So, and usually like the oils that you find, like they have the peppers in them, you want to be careful because these are oils that have already been cooked once. If they put the pepper in it, it's because it's been cooked once. So that you have to be conscientious of how you're using your oil. So I think this oil is just for flavoring, not for actually cooking, unless you're doing slow cooked, sauteed eggs, then I would go ahead and do it that way. But just be careful when you're using your oils, okay? So this is starting to golden up a little bit. And while that, and I want to make sure I have a hot spot. So if you have a hot spot, just kind of move your pan a little bit, okay? So I have some onions. I'm going to go ahead and slice up some onions. You don't necessarily have to have them diced. You can just have them julienne if you want. Just kind of slice it like that. Okay. And then you just kind of cut it like so. Okay. So I have a nice thinly sliced. The way my mother used to do this, her Spanish rice, rest in peace, Mama, she would saute it, and she would add the onions, and then she would add the chili powders. This is getting nice and golden. That's step one. Let's make sure your rice is nice and golden. Hopefully this isn't a two-part series here. Or two-part. So I'm going to go ahead and put my onions in that, okay? Usually it'll call for a whole onion. Yum! It smells so good. I'm telling you, it smells yummy. It's so yummy. Okay. I'm going to slice some more. You can tell that the sprouts are growing in there. I'm going to use it. You know, it's food. I'm just going to use it. You can use this cast iron skillet if you like. Now it's 2 to 1 with your rice and your liquids. It's 2 to 1. I'm gonna lower this a little bit because I'm gonna add some of my favorite ingredients that I like adding. Oh, I'm gonna thinly slice some carrots, and then adding some color to it. It's just nice. I just chop them up. You want to get fancy and dice them up? Go for it. Okay. Ooh, those onions are strong, honey. I grit my teeth because when I grit my teeth, keeps the onions from hurting your eyes so much. At least that's what they say. I don't know. Now I'm going to get some celery. Slice up some celery. Yeah, kind of give it a little Trinity mirepoix. Why not? And if you're going to use the celery stalks, put in the leaves. Stick that in there. Okay. And I love the flavor of putting celery in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some bell pepper. And I'm going to dice these up because there's just something about, if you're going to do fajitas, then slice them. But the more you slice up, cut up, chop up the bell peppers, the better you'll get more flavor out of it. So this is caramelizing really nice. I'll show you in a minute. Now what's missing is my garlic. So I want to go ahead. This is my spring garlic, okay? The spring garlic, what the spring garlic does, honey, what the spring garlic, just kind of gives it a whole different flavor. I'm going to use the bottom of that. Oops. Put that in there. Okay. Put some of the green part on there. I'm going to go ahead and the reason why I add the garlic last is because it has a tendency to become bitter if you put it in like right away, and you don't want that. Trust me, you don't. So I have my veggies in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some of my pepper. This is my California. Oh, this is New Mexico. I don't have any California chili powder right now, so I'm going to have to get some more. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of paprika. Yeah, Spanish, Mediterranean. We kind of mess up things when we, as the recipe travels. Look, it's Spanish rice, right? Okay, so that's all I'm saying. And everybody makes it differently, but I'm going back. Yeah, some of you guys are going to be looking and Googling up. It's just common sense to me, so. You're going to be Googling. Google it, see if it's right. Okay, I'm going to put some pepper in there, and then comino. Love that comino. You got to get some comino. The good kind, the organic. Just love that. You put other herbs if you want, but I'm keeping this simple. Simple as I can. So I've already cooked this rice. So what I'm going to do is add my stock into it. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so yummy. Now, before I add the salt in there, I'm going to go ahead and put in, my mom used to say, "Ponle un cubito, mija." So I'm going to put a cube in it. So I'm going to dissolve it with my fingers. Okay. Make sure it's nice and soft, or you could use a powder umami, which is an umami. Remember, it's an umami, because if you've been looking at any of my clips, I have a discussion about umami and the flavors of umami and who actually he didn't invent it, he didn't create it, it was already there, who discovered the fifth element in our tasting, in our cuisine, in our culinary. It's umami, and you're going to see a lot of celebrities are going to be using it, and that's been out there for a long time, and all of a sudden they start talking about umamis because guess what? They had someone Googling it and looking it up